Welcome, everybody. Today, we will be doing the banana best ball again. We done it once a couple weeks ago. We're about to do it again. I'm in process of purchasing my drafts. Apparently, I gotta wait. I had some issues, all on me, but I'll be buying 10 of them, and then we will be. We might do some more of these on stream. I don't know. Today, we're gonna do two. Absolutely. Uh, all depends on if people like it, if people don't. So, but I appreciate them. They originally gave me a single draft just to try out the product, and I did that. And then I decided to stream that one, and then they ended up giving me another one. So, uh, figure I will also stream that one. But welcome, Victor and Anthony. Thank you both for coming in. We will give people a few minutes to pop in. I'm sure on X, a bunch like so. Last time I did this, we had like 200 and some on X watching, which is way more than I ever get. So, in this next draft on SBS, hey, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and hit join draft now. It feels like the Twitter crowd is out there. We got 7 of 10. What's up, Greg? What's up, Hartman and Thad? Yeah, so the last draft I done, we'll go over it real quick. I did something a little extreme. I know I did. I went a little extreme here. I went solo Las Vegas tight end with elite quarterback and took May, like basically May and Lamar, heavy RB, and then I just took a bunch of elite. Like I got Jacksonville wide receiver one, New Orleans wide receiver one, but then just a bunch of teams I think could have elite offenses, wide receiver two. I don't know if it's a good strategy. I don't know if it's going to work out, but it was something I wanted to try. So we tried it, and I don't hate it. That doesn't mean it's going to be any good. Hey, welcome, Sean. Yeah, have you went through and looked at all the scoring and everything? Because the scoring and everything is different. Um, Roster, you only start two wide receivers, which is why I was okay going with the elites. Uh, and I wanted to be heavy RB to try to flex the RB. Um, that was my goal with that other draft. So, just so you know, only start two wide receivers, which is pretty rare in best ball, right? Like almost all best ball content has three wide receivers. Also, you're drafting positions, not players. So, like, if you were drafting Rasheed Rice, at least you get Xavier Worthy all the weeks that Rasheed Rice is going to be suspended. Like so. It definitely has some positives to it. Absolutely. How many drafts you think you'll be doing? I'm thinking about doing more. I'm going to buy 10 drafts. I've got the two today. I got one the other day. I haven't made my first purchase yet. I'm going to buy the 10. Or I've already bought the coin. It's just making me wait until Monday to transfer it for some reason. I had some issues, but that's because I stayed up till 1 a.m. trying to mess with it, and I probably was just doing things wrong, uh, all on me. So, so we are still waiting on one for anybody who wants to do some of these. Um, there we go. No, one off. I'm assuming it rolls differently for everybody. We got FF links in the 4 hole. We got the 1 hole or the 6. By the way, on the home screen, If you go to the home screen at the very top, there's a banana. I just noticed this right before the stream. There's a banana with a marker on it. If you go there and you click that marker, you can change your name. So that's how you get your name up here. I looked for it for a little bit, and I ended up finding it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do. That would be 18 of them at minimum. Because I'm going to buy the 10. If you buy 10, you get 5 free. If you buy 20, you get 10 free, and you get to spin their wheel for a possibility of up to $500 in free drafts. And then you could take some of those draft passes and like try to join their founder draft. There's more information on that kind of stuff. You also have a chance for the lobbies to be like Hall of Fame. Like there's some other things. Like if you look into the rules on how things work out, and there's some randomness to it for sure. So we will bring this up. I think it's pretty much Cincy wide receiver 1, like no matter what here. I think that's really good. My number 2 spot is actually not something that other people are going to have. It's actually the Rams. I think the Rams are an insane price. Yeah, we're going to take Bijan here. Actually, yeah, we're going Bijan. I'm fine with Bijan. I know I also get Algier, but does it? Hey, there we go. Thank you. I didn't realize that it sends you into a new tab this time, I guess. So, okay, back to this screen then. If you click right here on this banana, that's how you change your name. Now that we're there. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. It changed with the price. It does change with the price of Ethereum. I probably bought it at a high rate, but I wanted to get it done, so I done it. And like the way I view it is that I'm getting 5 free if I buy 10 of them. So I'm almost buying the Ethereum at a discount, right? Is how I was looking at it. So trying to like game where I got it, it's not that big of even if it drops 30% by time that I would have bought it, like I'm still evenish, right? So I'm still even. So change my name, but it won't update. All right. Yeah. So what hole are you in, Sean? We got the 49er guru who did not take San Francisco. So we are back up. We could take, I think we just take Atlanta wide receiver 1. We just go all in on Atlanta here. We are saying Atlanta is the number 1 team. They have an awesome playoff schedule anyway. And for those who didn't look, the finals. Like just go look at the structure yourself. I went over it in my first stream on this. So Ethereum has been pretty nice bull run in the past few weeks. So probably best to just do it now like you did. I mean, it's dropped like a little bit since I done it. But I'm honestly not that worried about it, to be fully honest about it. Man, these wide receivers, wide receiver one's going like crazy, and that's kind of wild. So I already don't know. Like, I'm going to guess my second draft. I'm going to like better. I think there's a gigantic like for this contest. I think there's a big teardrop at. I think Cincinnati, Minnesota, Dallas, LA Rams wide receivers. To me, should be the first four picks, and then it should be these three running backs. Um, that's kind of what I think. And so I ended up getting like the second tier of players, in my opinion. And I kind of do think there's an argument for Detroit RB to be over Atlanta RB because you also get Montgomery. And with this, it's just saying Bijan is wide receiver or running back. So, I mean, we will take that or that for sure. Tampa Bay RB1 is pretty nice, though, isn't it? The problem is that coming all the way back, like it's not going to have a wide receiver that I really like. So we're going to take Chicago wide receiver there. Bet on two offenses with sophomore quarterbacks and go. Who knows? Maybe we also add Chicago. Maybe we just say these are the best two offenses, like the most mispriced offenses in the league. Yeah, I will say I already like my other draft more than this one. My other one was from the 12 hole, and I actually took Jacksonville wide receiver over here with San Francisco RB, and then I ended up taking I think I just went Lamar or Brock Bowers, and I can't remember who else I took, but so one of my queue is still available. We got no tight ends yet, no elite quarterbacks gone. There we go. I so in this as well, like the playoff weeks, it's two of 10 advance. It's 2 of 10 advance out of this, and then the playoff weeks, it's also 2 of 10. So um I kind of like just going here. I think I'm just going to take Amari and Hampton there or the LA Chargers RBs. We don't have bye weeks here. I actually screwed up already. I screwed up real bad. Atlanta and Chicago are bye week fives. So my first three rounds, week five, I'm going to be very weak. So I do have to make sure I don't click any of the other bye week five players. So try to stay away from Green Bay and try to stay away from who's the Pittsburgh. So I will need to stay away from those offenses for the rest of it. Probably even like maybe at quarterback even, but I mean I'll take Penix if he's there, you know. I picked Giants wide receiver one in my first draft and realized it probably wasn't the move. Yeah, I think that the Rams should be the second overall pick. That's my opinion. And Fafax there, like instant clicked LA Rams wide receiver one. And I think like between Rams and Dallas, like I don't think it should be Minnesota. I think Minnesota should be fourth because Addison suspended, right? Even if Jefferson is a little better than Puka and CD, like Pickett, like Devontae Adams is much better than Pickens, right? And Pickens is better than Addison. So, um, I think we just take the New England wide receiver one. I actually really like Steph Diggs this year, and I am a believer in Drake May. And it gives me somebody who's not by week 5 at wide receiver. So I was really hoping to get an early pick to try something, and hopefully in the second one I get an early pick. Hey, we got 140 over watching on X. If you do like the content, head on over to YouTube, give me a sub, smash the like, vote in the poll. Poll today is who throws for the most yards. It's the options are Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Baker, and Goff. Currently, there is a landslide leader. So yesterday's poll, I didn't actually go over it. I forgot at the end of it. It was who runs for the most yards on the Patriots, and it was Travion, Drake May, or Stevenson. And Travion won at 52%. I actually think it could be him. I think it could easily. I think it could be Drake May. All right, so we will absolutely take an elite quarterback here. Which one do we want, though? I think we just. I'm Jaden Daniels over Josh Allen this year, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's a week 12 bye, so it won't affect anything if I end up getting Caleb or Penix as well. You're welcome, Fafax. I know that a lot of people have Josh Allen quarterback 1. I have him 3. I have it going Lamar, Jaden, and then Josh Allen. And this will let me stop at 2 quarterbacks and give me an extra roster spot. Baker at 0%. Yeah. Getting Lamar in the 6th round feels weird, but get the passing bonus, not so helpful. Yeah, and probably not as helpful for Washington either. And I assume that almost every team goes Cincinnati wide receiver 1 and Cincinnati quarterback there. That's going to be like the most common thing on this site, I would guess. So I would probably, if I get a Jamar Chase team, I'm probably not going. I'm going to force myself to not take Joe Burrow just for it to be a little different. It might not be the best overall move, but I think it's fine. Dallas RB1 down here. Look at that. Look at that. We are up. I would have taken Cleveland running back if the Judkins news wasn't going on. But I've been pretty big on Tennessee. I got them in the last one. I talked them up. Tennessee massively upgraded their offensive line this year. I don't care about those ADPs. Like I feel like a lot of those were kind of the same. Pittsburgh may be a little better because Jalen Warren is better than Tajay Spears, and I like Pollard more than Caleb Johnson, honestly. So that's probably that's probably bad overall. But I do think that Tennessee's offense is much better this year. And I've been betting it that way. I have a good amount of Tajay and Tony Pollard in those in like underdog and drafters and stuff. And here I just think that I would rather have that than Washington for sure. I would rather have both of them than KC for sure. Minnesota and Pittsburgh is arguable. Which one is better? All right, so we are almost on the clock. We are on the clock again. let's look at wide receiver. I think we just take the last RB1, Jacksonville. Like the fact that Jacksonville's RB1 room is still up for grabs as the last one. Like the whole thing with them isn't that we expect them to be bad at running. It's that we don't know who it's going to be. Liam Cohen had 2 awesome RBs last year. So, yes, this is probably too much since I can only start 2, but I'm fine with it. Like, we got Bijan. At this point, like, the pick I regret, if any, is this one. If that was Carolina wide receiver, which I went back and forth on, I would probably like this a little more. But the goal here is to win flex by a lot with this team. Yeah, to be honest, this is absolutely not my best work. Like I will admit, we have both Atlanta wide receiver and RB, Chicago wide receiver 1, LA Chargers, Patriots, Washington wide receiver 1, Jaden Daniels or Mariota, whatever you want to call it, Washington quarterback, Tennessee, Jacksonville. So I will not be caught ever taking one of the elite defenses. I think a couple of the late drafted defenses are underpriced. And since you get a bunch of points for like the sacks, I'm less worried about like, I think it's hard to kind of figure out who's going to have the least amount of points and stuff, right? But being able to predict what team's going to be able to sack the quarterback feels a lot better. So I'm going to lean into teams I think will have good defensive lines and apply pressure because the pressure also gets you into interceptions, which gets you into possible touchdowns, right? What about Mahomes? I picked. All right, so all of these are going. We are going to go here. We're going to go ahead and take a wide receiver here. I'm not super worried about which one do I want, though? Do I want Philadelphia? I think we just go Minnesota wide receiver 2, actually. Now, that won't be very strong at the beginning of the year, but when Addison gets back, it should be very good. And he will be back by time I have the double by week 5. So the main thing is to try to make sure, like, I right this wrong that I made with doing this. So I need another wide receiver at some point, another quarterback, and then a couple defenses. So we got Denver, we got Philadelphia, and we got Pittsburgh's defense all going. TJ Watt got paid. Let's see how that works out. And I think Sean is here. San Francisco, RB1. Philadelphia, wide receiver 1. Cincinnati, RB1. I like that. Green Bay, like I like the ambiguous rooms for this for the most part. I know I haven't been drafting that way, but I think that is the best way to do it. Trey McBride, like that is such a good double tap. That feels good. And doing kind of what I was talking about that I did in my last draft, take the elite offense wide receiver 2s. Like I think that those wide receiver 2s should be, and Cincinnati should definitely be above everyone else by a significant margin. We drafting for Tecmo Bowl. No, this is a Banana Bestball. It is guaranteed prize pool of, I think it's 27 Ethereum total. You can look at that. We still need a tight end as well. we're just going to take, I mean, why not another bye week 5 player? What could go wrong? Basically, you buy in for the Ethereum. It's like 0.01 Ethereum to buy in. And then it gets paid out as Ethereum as well. So you can go to the site. Let me find it. This site right here, for those who are in YouTube and are confused, and that will tell you what you need to know. They have a really good welcome bonus. It is rising, so like there is a chance that like you buy in now and then it drops, and then you bought in at a high price. There's also the chance that during the NFL season, Ethereum doubles, or like goes absolutely nuts. Like it's like 3,700 or something ish right now. Like even if it goes to 5,000, like you put in less money than what ends up being. Like everybody puts in less money than what is actually the prize, but the opposite could be true as well, because it's just on the amount of coins, right? All right, so I do need my second quarterback, and you all know me. We are absolutely going with Drake May here if we can. The last time we went with the solo tight end build, and this time we're definitely not going to do that. I don't know if the solo tight end is a good thing. With the 2 of 10 advance to the finals, I think it's a lot more feasible to go solo tight end if you have an elite. Like I would probably even do that with George Kittle, because the whole point is to get them to the last week to win the money, right? So, all right, I still need a second. I need 2 defenses and probably 2 more wide receivers. I'm done at quarterback. I'm way done at running back. So, yeah, Angry, you are correct. This is not Puppy 2. There is no Puppy 2. Current admin is also pretty favorable towards crypto. Yes. Yeah, that's why it's all going way up right now. From like I don't follow any of that, so that's all just kind of up in the air. Like for me, it's whatever. I mean, what tight end is available here? I'm just going to kind of punt tight end. Wide receivers. I think Jacksonville wide receiver 2 is a good thing to take. We will finish off that, and then we'll look at so we're basically trying to fill in for this mistake we made right there. And I think that there's a really good chance that Trevor Lawrence has some gigantic games. Hey, we have one more of the. We're going to do one more of these, and then afterwards, if things go well, we may go to underdog and do an eliminator. I don't know. Not a whole lot of people watching today on YouTube because a lot of the YouTube crowd doesn't know about this, which is one of the reasons I want to run it, is to let people know about it. But over on X, there's 167 watching. So if you're over there, it would be a big favor to me if you could come on over to the YouTube side after the stream, whenever. If you look at the post I made, the YouTube, like look at the description of it, you can click there, and it'll send you over there. You can sub, and I do other best ball content pretty much daily throughout the week. Like I don't do Fridays, but Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Central, I stream. Since I started, I haven't missed one of those days. There may be a day or two that I got to push it back a couple hours, but I'm going to be pretty reliable to be there. It may not be good advice, but I'm out here. I'm having a good time with it. I put in some work towards it. Not saying that I'm the best drafter, but I do enjoy it. So yeah, these there's definitely a team here I really like. Their defense quite a bit. Pitt tight end is value because both could hit. Yes. Yep. Yeah, and we still need our tight end. And I think I want one of these guys. So we're gonna take Drake May or Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. Like Austin Hooper had several usable weeks last year, you know? So I'm fine with just Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry as a package. I think they're better. Like I think that's better, and they're a little mispriced. So like Hunter Henry and Gesicki to me are like the same, but Austin Hooper to me is much better than the third tight end or the second tight end in Cincinnati. So I will we had usable weeks last year for New England. For Austin Hooper. Everything overpriced over there. That's the edge. Yeah, so Rams tight end could be nice. Yes, I mean, I think Higbee himself is just a good pick. So this is how most of my drafts are going to go, to where I just take two defenses at the end. I think this defense should go every single draft, no matter what. Cleveland's. You got Myles Garrett. That is not right. But you got Myles Garrett. They drafted Mason Graham. They already had another really good guy. Their offense might be I think their offense is going to be a little better. Like it's pretty easy to upgrade. I know their quarterback isn't great. Like we don't know who it is, but I do expect whichever one of the four it is to be better than Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Deshaun Watson, you know? So their defense should be able to rest a little more. And the one thing they did is they brought pressure. And that is the other one. That's the other one I really like, is the Giants defense. Like I do. I really do like the Giants defense. I just like Cleveland's a little more. Cardinals are a great sleeper defense. All defense in draft and Josh Sweat. Yeah, that's another good point. So we will go to draft. We will hit this. It's absolutely not Carolina. It's not Cincinnati. But yeah, I mean, Chicago's would be fine too, right? But yeah, we will take either the Giants or there's another one down here. I don't mind, actually. Who has one of the better defensive lines in the league. What's old Fafax doing here? Jets tight end. We'll take the Giants defense. We will go back here and look at there we go. All right, so the team is Washington quarterback, New England quarterback. Probably too strong there. I did the same thing the last time. Running backs, Atlanta. We will be back right after this. Yeah, so one cool thing about this as well is this is now an NFT. So this NFT is now sellable. Like if somebody wanted to buy this from me, they could buy it from me. So that is super cool. And that goes all the way through the playoffs too. So like if I get a team to the finals and I don't love the chances, but somebody else likes the chances, they can purchase that team from me and I can take the small win and they can gamble. Which you could also buy somebody else's team if you like their chances as well. So the team is Washington quarterback, New England quarterback. Running backs are a little strong. Atlanta, Chargers, Tennessee, and Jacksonville. I do think one of those two should have been something else. I do think that I made a mistake there. Wide receivers, Atlanta, Chicago, New England, and then week 5, we got double bye week. But we should be fine for a week because we'll be strong every other week, right? And then we got Minnesota wide receiver 2, Jacksonville wide receiver 2, which I like. Kind of punted tight end with Green Bay and New England, but we got the New England stack. And then we got Cleveland and the Giants defense. That may be the same two defenses I took in the first draft. We will go over Sean's team since he asked. His running back, San Francisco, Cincinnati, and then RB's ones, and then RB2, Pittsburgh, and Minnesota. Those are two solid RB2s to take. There's not a lot of RB2s I would even want to draft in this, but those two are pretty solid. So that's another thing about taking the fourth. It does make it does make other people's weaker at that position, although it makes my team weaker as a whole as well, right? So I'm not saying that was a good thing, but we did it, and that is where we're living. So Philadelphia wide receiver 1, Green Bay wide receiver 1, week 17 correlation, and then LA Rams, Dallas wide receiver 2, Miami wide receiver 2. This is kind of the approach I took with my very first draft. And then Arizona tight end with Miami tight end. And then you got Green Bay and Baltimore. So you got that whole week 17 game stack. Yeah, no, I think it's fine. You're a little weaker at wide receiver, but you're not as weak as the team I built the last time either. This is Banana Bestball. Here's the website. We're going to do – so they also have – between these drafts, we will do a little breakdown of this as well. We'll go back to this. So this is what it is. Did I close everything down? I did. I thought I clicked share real quick. All right. Yeah, I shared the wrong one. So we'll go through the contest details real quick for those of you who are new. So roster is 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex. So no, I was right. Yeah, you do start 2 RBs. So I'm perfectly fine there. I thought, yeah. So I actually really like that team then. And then 7 players of any position, and then the defense. The prize pool is very top weighted. Like if you buy 10 drafts, you need to get 9th to get your money back, but then you make a lot at first. You get your money back anytime you advance a team out of round 1. They have cool things. So the Hall of Fame thing is there's a random chance that your draft became. Yep, you're right. I am failing on all levels. This is great. Yeah, so quarterback, like, yeah, I exited out the wrong one. I thought and then I just lost my mind. So the Hall of Fame thing is like at the beginning of the draft, it's random if it becomes one. It's I think a 5% chance. It lists it later. One of the best things is there's weekly prizes. So every single week you play to get 10 times your entry fee. So there's weekly winners wrapped into the regular season, which is awesome. Tournament schedule as normal. So at the beginning of the draft, it spins a wheel. If you get a jackpot, which is I believe 1%, if you advance out of the regular season, it just jettisons you to the championship week, and you don't have to do the playoff round. Top 2 advance, and the top 2 advance in playoff round 2 and in playoff round 3, and round 1 and 2. So it's 2 of 10, 2 of 10, 2 of 10. Okay, we will do that then. Thank you for the shout out. We are 9 of 10 on being filled. So, yeah, and then it has the DK 300 yards passing, 3 points, 100 rushing yards, 3 points, receiving 3 points. It's full PPR. You draft a position. So, like, if you draft Rams wide receiver 1, if Devontae Adams outscores Puka, you just get Devontae Adams score for the week. So it's a different thought overall. Then Hall of Fame League. Once you enter a draft, slot machine will spin to determine if your draft is a Hall of Fame status. Hall of Fame League compete for more prizes on top of the regular weekly and season-long prizes. 5% of them become Hall of Fame. Jackpot leagues. Once you enter, a slot machine will spin to determine if you hit jackpot. Jackpot leagues will automatically advance the winner of the league to the finals, skipping the playoffs. 1% become jackpots. So they have a lot of cool things here, and this is an explanation of how it works. CeeDee Lamb scores 15, Pickett scores 20, Tolbert scores 5. Wide receiver 1 is 20, and wide receiver 2 is 15, right? And also, on top of all that, like, once your draft is done, it becomes an NFT, and you can sell that team. You can keep the team. You can buy other people's teams. And I won't forget Angry Dragon here. Don't forget to mention they can draft against me and lose. Somebody is a little full of themselves. Just a little full of themselves. Jackpot and Hall of Fame are a sliding scale. So also, like, if you buy 10 drafts, like your first purchase, if you buy 10, you get 5 for free. If you buy 20, you get 10 for free. So for your first time you buy drafts, if you buy 10, you get 5 bonus. On top of that, for every 10 you draft, or for every 10 you buy, you get to spin the wheel, and the wheel is like at minimum one extra draft. So you basically get 16 drafts for the price of 10. And you have a chance to win $500 in free drafts on that spin. So, and then here's the defensive scoring. We are still waiting on one for the Banana Best Ball for the next lobby. Still waiting on one. So the defensive scoring is defensive touchdown 6, points allowed. Like you just don't allow 35 points. I think sacks are like the cheap version. Sacks are a lot more predictable. So like you can give yourself a floor at defense. All right, we just started. We did not hit anything. We will go to the draft room. We got pick 4. I think pick 4 is maybe the best spot in this specific format. As I was saying before, I think the 4 wide receivers should go right here. I personally think it needs to be. We got Angry here. Nick is back. Fafax is here. Lynx is back. 49er Guru is back. They see that I'm a fish. They know I'm a fish. I'm okay being a fish. Welcome to the free EV, guys. Pick 5. I think is there some bonus for being pick 4? I'm not sure. I think I've seen something about that here and there. Is there a bonus for pick 4 or not? I still don't know all of the like caveat things because there's a lot of like bonuses for pick 5. Okay. Got it. Pick 5 here gets bonus. Okay, so any draft you get in your pick 5, is that for any draft that you get in? You get a wheel spin, and like the worst thing you can get on the wheel spin is a hold on a second. That messed up on me for some reason. All right, so we got our number 2 overall player in LA Rams, wide receiver 1. It changes. Right now it's pick 5 because we're doing 500 to 600 drafts. Oh, so when it gets to 600 to 700, it'll go to pick 6, I assume. If you get pick 10 twice in a day, it's 10 free drafts. That's cool. Nice. So yeah, that's actually pretty fun. That is definitely fun. But yeah, like I would recommend like going to the site if you're interested at all, and just reading through all the rules and stuff. And they have a draft bot on X that like counts down how many like it. I don't know how long it can take to fill these. I've only done them on stream, so it hasn't taken very long. Generally, so yeah, I don't know how long it usually takes, but if you're at 500-600 right now, like means there's going to be a lot here. All right, so this is full PPR. I absolutely want Miami RB1 in a full PPR format. Like I'll take Achane 70 receptions, a bonus 30 points on the season, for free, right? Like, yes, you're going to hit the +3 bonus a lot less of the 100-yard bonus, but you'd have to hit that 10 times to get those points back, right? So I'm going like I think that for full PPR, he is a fantastic pick. And I could be wrong, but the way I look at this, and I know Kyler, who is probably watching, messaged me after the draft the last time and sent me something on like some stats that with like how the scoring positions and stuff went last year, and wide receiver 1 scored over 15 the most. But like that is probably expected in full PPR. I All right, so we are full PPR here. I don't like that. I think I just take Taylor here, honestly. I have a hard time liking them. Yeah, we're gonna go with the RB here. He does not like this one. You have all the PPR. This one you get none of the PPR. But like with Mike Clay's projections, he has Jonathan Taylor having the most rushing yards on the season. And it's like 94, it's like 94, 95 yards on average a game. If that's close to being true, like you're getting the 3-point bonus every week. Like, yes, I would rather have the points per reception from this, but this is another round later. I don't hate, like I know this probably isn't popular, but I kind of think I'm fine getting a weaker wide receiver 2 and then hitting the elite offenses. The teams I think have the elite wide receivers and taking their wide receiver 2s. I think they'll like to like give myself a floor, and then I want like my goal in this specifically, especially since 2 of 10 advance all the way through, is to give my floor at running back, to give myself like to not get toasted. Like I want to make my flex a running back, since you only need 2 wide receivers, which I get it. Like you're not actually drafting the players, so it's probably closer to the same. But I still want to flex the RBs because they will consistently give higher points in theory. The little chart Kylie sent me does not say that that's true. It says wide receiver 1s last over 15. I had 321 weeks over 15 points. Quarterbacks 311, which expected, and RBs 263. Over 20 wide receivers 177, RBs 138. Over 25 RBs 66, wide receivers 77. So with the RBs, like to me, I wonder what the over 30 points is as well. Like I think the gigantic weeks are going to be bigger by the RBs, but because it gets closer and closer, the higher the number goes up. And wide receiver 2 had 82 weeks of over 15. Like that's not great. And that's over the entirety of the season, right? So like I'm actually really in on Carolina, and you all know that. I like a lot of their players. So we're going with Carolina's. I do think that, yeah, because that's by week 8, and then that's by week 14. So we're good there. I will probably take, like, I'm going to not take an elite quarterback in this draft because I took Lamar in the first one that I done last or 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And then It took Jaden this time, so I'm going to force myself to not do that this time. No matter what the like, unless it's an insane value, which I don't see happening. It's, I mean, I think it's Puka, and I don't think it's close. But I also think that Adams will absolutely have really good weeks. Do I want the RB here? I think I'm going to just take the wide receiver, the Buffalo wide receiver. I was close to taking the Broncos RB, but the Broncos RB1 has the same bye week as Miami. They're both by week 12. So, and Indianapolis is by week 11. Buffalo is by week 7, so that gives me a good assortment of wide receivers. Like, I already like this draft a lot better than the other one. Like, to be honest with you, I like this one way better. And I'm going to just assume that these two start every single week. I should have an RB I like come back, because I think like Jacksonville going as late as they do, to me, feels really wrong. I know talking about it and having a lot of you guys listening, probably not like the smartest thing to just talk about it openly, but I don't let that stuff get to me at all. So, and there's a good chance I'm not right about it. Like, it's just my thoughts. So if I'm telling you my thoughts, if I'm right about it, I'm going to, take advantage of it while I'm off stream. If I'm wrong about it, you're all just going to take or if I'm right about it, or if I'm wrong about it, then if you guys steal it from me, I at least get other things. No, so it's just whoever scores the most points. So if Puka scores 21 points, but Adam scores 27 points, you get the 27. You get whichever wide receiver on that team scores the most points. So the ambiguous situations like Carolina are a lot more appealing, or like the running back room of the Bucks. Well, not necessarily the Bucks, but like the Jaguars, like I was just saying. Or the Green Bay wide receiver room is another really good example of that, So taking the ones that there's no elite player, but there's a bunch of solid players, there's value in that. Yeah, absolutely. And for somebody like me who had 20% Rashee Rice, mostly in the third round, a little bit in the second round, if it was in this, I wouldn't care, because I still get all of Xavier Worthy's wide receiver ones, right? You guys are tempting me here, aren't you? You guys are out here just messing with me. Just out here screwing around like, hey, guy, your quarterback one is going to be available to you. You said you refused to do it. Angry Dragon's going to force me to do it, isn't he? He's going to be that guy. He feels like that kind of guy. We'll take New England RB. Make sure, we're good on bye weeks. That's what we want. We want that for sure. You rarely get child diaper green. Yes. No, nice. Yeah. The colors. Yeah. That's pretty hilarious. Cincinnati RB2 was something I was interested in for sure. Pittsburgh RB1. All right. I lied. If you're I lied. Like if you're just not going to take Lamar, I'll take Lamar at what round is that? In round 7? Like I'm perfectly fine with that. You talked me into it. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but we done it. Yeah, like I am not a man of my word, I guess. Yeah, like I'm not a man of my word. You guys can call me out. You can call me names. Like it's deserved, but I'm also not a fool. Like I'm not going to just keep allowing that to go and somebody else that like to get that. Like I do think that New England versus Lamar there was an interesting choice for me. Because I like the New England RB room a lot. Like I really like Travion Henderson. But there is a good chance that Ramondre has some solid weeks too. And I do think that they will have an awesome offense this year. Like not an awesome, but a much improved, much better offense. So, but yeah, we got 2 of the elite running backs. The wide receiver, like probably the second best wide receiver room according to my ranks in the Rams. And because I think if you add in Devontae Adams and Puka versus Pickens and CD, I think you pretty much have to lean Rams. Maybe I'm just too much of a bull on that, but getting both of their spike weeks like just feels so good. Now, I was actually gonna slam LA wide receiver 2 if it came back to me. All right, so we're gonna go back to this. We're gonna look at. I think we just take. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and take Dallas wide receiver 2. So we're gonna kind of double down on the. Like, we'll say that the Rams wide receiver room. Like I think that the Rams, Cincinnati, and Minnesota wide receiver 2s are awesome picks. All of these have different bye weeks, so I can be done with just these 4 those 4. I feel really good about the RBs too. I'll probably take another one if what is available still at RB. All RB2s. I mean, if Detroit's is there, I'll take that. It is full PPR. Tampa Bay's is probably a really good pick. To be honest, though, like, okay, I was going to say, if y'all going to give me Minnesota tight end or Baltimore tight end that late, like, I will absolutely do it. And yeah, we will slam that pick home if we can. Tight ends. Yeah, I think I'm fine just waiting on tight end. This will probably be a 3 tight end room. I feel really good about everything I got going on. And yeah, we will smash that pick home. So all of them, that's week 12, week 11, week 14, week 8. We got week 10, week 7, week 14, and week 8. So we are very well balanced all the way through. We even got the elite quarterback. Like, this team feels really good. The other team felt pretty bad. Like, I definitely made a lot of mistakes in that other draft. And it's only my second draft on this site. But, like, looking at it, I was like, yeah, I definitely see the error of my ways. But this draft feels a lot more solid for sure. I don't know if you guys believe that, if you guys don't, but once again, we have 200 watching over on X. If any of you like this content or want to see other best ball content as well, go over to the YouTube side, smash me a sub. Doesn't cost you anything. I'm on a goal to 500. If we get 500 before the season, I will be doing a 12-hour live stream, and I will definitely do one of these drafts at some point within it. I will probably hit all the sites if I do that. Like I'll hit DK, I'll hit here, I'll do Underdog, I'll do Drafters, but have a bunch of guests on. Also, we did hit our 253 subscriber goal. Not ironed out for sure yet, but I know that like it'll be this Sunday or next Sunday. We will be doing the blindfold draft, so it'll be on Underdog, but I'm going to put a blindfold on. A PPR Tyler's going to come on, and he's going to try to direct me into clicking the right buttons. So basically, I'm just going to close my eyes. He's going to tell me where to go. And after the draft is over, like, he's not going to, like, I'm going to try to get him to not tell me who we drafted. So at the end of the draft, I can take off the blindfold and try to read off the team with a straight face about why it's the best team we've drafted. And I think it'll be a really good time. So if you are interested in that, go over to the YouTube side, smash me a sub, and then you will be able to see whenever that happens. I will definitely be looking at that. I was definitely watching the Scattaboo things that was going on too. Green Bay we don't have a tight end yet, right? I think that's very undervalued. Honestly, I really do think that that's undervalued. All right, back to the board. Throwing a practice pass to Rashard Smith. Yeah, did you see the touchdown to Scattaboo and then the out that was like I know people are posting the dart to the linebacker for 6. I know everybody's trolling on that, but he did connect a couple times with yeah, we're going to take the Minnesota defense. I'm generally not going to have a lot of the better ones, but I don't know if this will be the year, but that defense has had people in blenders the last couple of years. So the fact you get points for on the dart interception, Scatterbo was open in the flat. Well, yeah, because Scatterbo is always going to be open in the flat because he's an animal. But yeah, he was open in the flat. Dart hit him. Yeah, I think the Minnesota defense, like their defense absolutely destroyed last year. I'm not going to take high defenses very often, but I feel like this roster is really solid right now. So, and we'll go back through it. We got Lamar in round 7, which makes this awesome. Rams wide receiver 1, Carolina wide receiver 1, Buffalo wide receiver 1, and Dallas wide receiver 2. Then at running back, we got Miami. This is full PPR, by the way. Indianapolis, New England RB1, and then Detroit RB2. Not a whole lot of RB2s I would be interested in. Detroit is one of them for sure. Actually, Jacksonville and Tampa Bay are two of them as well. Green Bay, I feel like Tucker Kraft is such a good pick. I think those two are absolutely like Green Bay is absolutely a value pick, but I don't feel rushed at any position. I will probably go two more tight ends, another defense, and a quarterback. So I legitimately think you can make the case Detroit RB2 is better than 10 RB1s. It was last year. Like, weren't they both like top 12 last year when Demont got hurt? Like, both of in points per game weren't Demont and Gibbs both top 10 or top 12 ish, something like that. All right. So, we are going to Tampa. So, quarterback, huh? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, where in the hell is this? All right, we'll take that, and then we will take some tight ends here. We're just going to kind of piece together some tight ends. I like him. The Minnesota defense is perfectly fine. Like, I think just taking two tight ends and then a random defense at the end feels pretty good. At 0.5 PPR, Gibbs was 4th and Monty was 10th. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Demont wasn't that high in full PPR, but it was probably pretty close. We went over why I like the New England tight ends last time, but we're just gonna dip into the Rams. We're gonna go all in on the Rams here. We took Stafford there, or Jimmy Garoppolo. It could be Jimmy Garoppolo. You never know. And then Tyler Higbee and Terrence Ferguson. Like, the only reason the Rams tight ends aren't being drafted right now is because in other formats is because people don't know which one it is. Whichever one it is probably going to be very good. So, do I care that I'm giving up a little? Like, I probably could have got them in the next round or even maybe in the last round, but I honestly don't care. Like, I wanted to make sure on my LA Rams Stafford team that I also got this. To me, that was way more important than trying to fit in New England tight ends as well. I want to appreciate everybody who is watching, the 13 of you on YouTube and the 226 on X. I do appreciate it. Even if you don't make it on over to give me that sub, that's fine. Like, I'll probably stream a lot of the ones that I have. A lot of the SBS drafts that I'm doing, I'll do like every other week or so. I will probably stream some of them. So at minimum, those of you on X who aren't going to come over for the other content, like, that's perfectly fine. You will still be able to see some of it. That is if you choose to want to see it. What do you guys think about the bullish coach speak on old what's his name? Kate Stover. We got I think I'm just gonna take a tight end here. So we took Rams, so Jacksonville's not great. I think I'm just gonna take. I think that the Chargers could be a low owned one. Um, so if they're low owned, I mean, number one, like that, their situation is also we don't know who they're going to use. But if they use all three of them, it's still perfectly fine. Like, and Gadsden has had a little bit of some positive vibes. We will go here. We will queue up a defense. I honestly think that I might end up 100% Cleveland defense in this unless somebody takes them. I just think that the Cleveland defense is kind of a cheat code for this. Cade Stover rhymes with it's over. Did you know that? Shout out me. What are we shouting you out for, sir? I haven't been drafting much Schultz, so I'm not too surprised. Yeah, I haven't been drafting much either. Dalton Schultz, that is. Yeah, we will take another Cleveland defense here. So we will look through the roster real quick. Baltimore and Rams quarterbacks, running backs, Miami, Indy, and New England RB2 or RB1, and Detroit RB2. Wide receivers, Rams, Carolina, Buffalo wide receiver 1, and Dallas wide receiver 2. Tight end, Green Bay, Rams, and Chargers. And then defense, special teams, Minnesota, and Cleveland. Yeah, I like this team way more than my other team. I think my first team was really good. I think my second team kind of sucked. I think this team is also reasonably good. But obviously, I'm going to like the players I pick more than other people are going to like the players that they pick or that I pick. You know, do I think that I draft good? Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah. Congratulations, old Pepper Tony, for watching on YouTube. We appreciate it. After this, I think I'm going to jump in. Like, I'm going to review. If Dragon or anybody else wants me to review, let me know. Dragon wants me to. I'll wait till it's over. It'll be easier to look at. But we'll be doing an eliminator after this, and then probably calling it for the night. Generating the precious card. Did it generate the card? There we go. Yep, there that is. So we will go to the board. Okay, so I'll just have to do it through here. Dragons team at running back. He's got Philadelphia, Cincinnati, and Seattle RB1. That's a pretty strong RB room. And then that is all he got. He just got those three. And then wide receiver, Chargers, Seattle, wide receiver ones. And then Philadelphia and Chargers wide receiver 2. This is Justin Herbert go Burr. I don't hate that, like taking the Charger with that. I do think it's kind of thin, but like you're strong everywhere else. You got San Francisco tight end, Philadelphia tight end. So you got the stack there. You got the Philadelphia wide receiver 2. I think the wide receiver 2 with the quarterback actually makes a lot of sense as well. Then defense, you got Buffalo Chargers. That's perfectly fine. Oh, and LA Charger or Jacksonville tight end. Only thing I'm saying here is kick out the Jacksonville tight end and just add anything else, kind of like maybe a third quarterback or something. You have San Francisco, like you have an elite and you have a stack with a quarterback. So if the elite plus the stack isn't working in this at a 2 of 10 advance, I don't know what that's really going to do for you, considering that they are different bye weeks. If those were the same bye week, but it's your last round pick. Like, if your last round pick gives you any points throughout the whole season, it's a good pick. Like, kind of like my LAC. If they give me any points, it's a good pick. That's how I view it. And then Nick Cohen, I assume, is right here. Got the coveted one hole. He did what I was kind of talking about. He tried to push the hell out of Burrow, though. And it makes – I'm wondering here, with Lamar being available at your pick, were you wondering if maybe you could get really sneaky and push Cincinnati quarterback all the way back? I probably would have tried that same thing, made that assumption, because if the room is not valuing quarterback, like maybe that happens. But in this, like the positions dry up faster. So at some point, like when the quarterbacks go, they all kind of go. Is something I'm kind of noticing. So I don't know if that was your thought or what, but so we got Cincinnati wide receiver 1, Tampa Bay, Denver, all wide receiver 1s with Cincinnati wide receiver 2. You just KC and Tampa quarterbacks. You just took a solid quarterback there. Tampa, because you got the stack with the running back as well. Like, I like that. Like, you're basically betting on Tampa, and KC is just a fill-in. Your running backs, Tampa Bay, LA, and Minnesota are all RB1. Minnesota, to me, feels really, really good for this because that's 2 7th-round picks in other tournaments as well, right? So, like, you just get whichever one had the better week. So, like, them, and I know I passed on the Pittsburgh for Tennessee last time, but, like, Pittsburgh is kind of the same way, and Tennessee is kind of the same way. But Minnesota, they are a better offense, so they should definitely be ahead. And then your tight ends, Dallas, Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Yeah, that's a really good – so you got the triple stack. You got the tight end, running back, and wide receiver. Tampa Bay running backs last year caught the 2 of them. I don't know if Sean Tucker or anybody else caught any, but Bucky Irving caught 47 and Rashad White caught 51 balls. They almost had 100 between the 2 of them. So that makes a lot of sense to get all of them. Detroit, Chicago defense, that's awesome. Jacksonville wide receiver 2. Yeah, I think they're a wide receiver 2 that is very draftable as well. No, I like it. I like it quite a bit. The KC quarterback unstacked, like, it's fine because the other one is mega stacked. And, like, you're basically making the week 17 bet on Tampa Bay, right? Like, and then you're just hoping KC quarterback gets you through the season. No, I like it. But that'll be it for here. Nobody else asked for a review. And by the way, this is only my 3rd draft on this. So the review probably means nothing because I probably don't know what I'm doing. So, but I do enjoy it. I like the format. I like anything that's a different thought exercise. So, and the Banana Best Ball, which I will one more time put it in the YouTube chat. Like, it is a different thought experiment. Like, that's why I like Eliminator. That's why I don't mind doing some weekly winners. So, but yeah, I think I'm happy with it. But thanks everybody for coming out. If you want to stay and watch me draft a Eliminator, that's up to you. But we are bringing it up right now. And I'm hoping Underdog drops another contest sometime soon. I'm not going to be forced into playing Badge Bros badge bro brawls or doing more BBMs than I want, like I will definitely just sprinkle in a couple more weekly winners and stuff. Hey, I enjoy it. Like I enjoyed the thought process of this. Uh, I don't know how good I am at it, but I like all of the. I think this team is honestly really, really good. I think the first team I drafted was really good, but thin because I went with the solo. That let's see if Lynx did. So yeah, my thought was, and I could be wrong. Lynx is a good drafter, but because I just went, I was like, well, if I'm going to spend the capital at tight end up here, and with it being two of 10, 2 of 10, 2 of 10 all the way through, like eating the zero. Yeah, I said I was not going to do an elite quarterback because I had the first two drafts, but yeah, I really like this team. But I think if you're going to take Bowers that high, like for me, I'm probably just going to go solo tight end. Like if I spend that capital on it for this specific contest, because it's 2 of 10, 2 of 10, 2 of 10. If it was a 1 of 10, I think that's insane. Now, that doesn't mean I'm right. That's just how I view it. I just view that, like, the goal is just to get him to the finals to have the big week, you know. So, like, because most weeks, like, you're going to get maybe 2 or 3 more points, like a couple weeks from Cleveland tight end over Vegas, generally is how the season's going to play out. So if you get the extra roster spot, assuming like he did kind of what I did with that team as well. He actually literally exactly what that other one was. I went San Francisco RB1, Jacksonville, Vegas, and then I went Indianapolis. Indianapolis RB was over here, so I took Indianapolis RB as well, and then Lamar, and then I just took kind of what he did. I took New Orleans wide receiver 1, and then just a bunch of like Rams, KC, Detroit, Tampa. But yeah. All right. So we are here and eliminator in 10 seconds. But yeah, no problem, guys. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys shouting me out on X. Hopefully, I got a couple subs. Hopefully, not everybody thinks I'm a total scrub. Maybe you do. Maybe you'll come into my into other streams of mine because you think I'm bad. That's super fair. Question is, we got 6 more to start. Is this a Fields team? This is not a Fields team. It's a slow for the Chihuahua. So I'm actually just going to pull Elijah Arroyo up for the Week 17 bring back on Bryce Young. So yeah, we're just going to do that right now. I'm not like Steve. I don't have 170 slows going or whatever. So eliminator, we have 8 of 12. We are waiting on 4. Let's make sure that I have this correct. We are on the right screen. So we will do this one, and then we will be back. So tomorrow, the guest I was supposed to have last week wasn't like something came up at the last minute, and they had a lot going on. They kind of forgot. They'll be coming back. They'll be coming on tomorrow. We'll probably be doing an eliminator. Might also do. I don't know if they're going to be able to do 2, but we will definitely do a draft. So I have a guest tomorrow. Next week, I'm going to try to get a guest all 4 days. I'm actually going to start messaging people probably later tonight on that. I wanted to kind of relax, just do my own thing for a week. Next week, I think I'm going to kind of lock down a little bit more and do some more stuff with people. I do enjoy streaming with others quite a bit. So, and there are a lot of people I would like to have on or to have back on. And by the way, Hartman, uh, just shout at me. JT said something to me yesterday. I messaged him back like I'm pretty much free every weekday night. So any weekday night you stream, just let me know, and I'm pretty much game as long as I don't have another one that I'm doing. So yeah, just shout at me whenever. So we are still waiting on one. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. So Ryan Links, so FF Links said I ended up getting autoed half my team by accident. Good drafting. Oh, that sucks. I wonder if he would have wanted to do the old solo tight end then. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but to me, if you take in that tournament specifically because of the advanced structure, it kind of makes sense to do it. Uh, but I could absolutely be wrong. Like, and I think that's only applicable to the top two tight ends. Yeah. So speaking of eliminator, I was grilling earlier today. I actually invited my mom over. I smoked some chicken and I was grilling uh, before she got here. I was like, I'll fit in an eliminator. And I went out there and started messing around with it. I was picked at 2, and I haven't reset my eliminator rankings for a long time. And like my mind slipped for a minute that I was in a draft, and I came back and I had Quinshon Judkins on my team at pick 81. So it did not go very good. I think the team ended up not being complete trash, but I was definitely mad at myself, like absolutely upset. We got Cade at the 2, Losimo at the 6, Who Hames at the 8, Hammer Time here at the 10, Sleazeball 18 at the 12. Is that my buddy? My mind is a weapon. That is actually, if that's who that is, I will be doing. That's who will be on the stream tomorrow. Um, and generally after this, I go pop into Big Disco Energies YouTube. Like he does drafters, and right after this, at 6 p.m. Central, he goes live every day. Sometimes I'm still streaming, sometimes I'm not. But I usually give him a shout out as I'm leaving. But him and Sleaze, or My Mind is a Weapon, they do. They draft pretty much every day throughout the week on drafters for anybody who's interested. But I usually go there every once in a while, about once a week. I go over there and they ask me if I want to jump in, and after my stream, I jump in for about half of theirs as well. It's a good time. They're good people. Bijan 101, Cade gets Jamar Chase at 2. I kind of I don't know what I think here. I kind of think you just go Bijan and Barkley 1-2 in this, and then Jamar. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so with Best Ball Overlay, you can actually switch all of this off, and you can show like the chart that I made. You can just instead use this, and then you will see who plays who and where. We will go with CMC if he's available. He is not. Do I want? I'm going to take the Genty share here. I I want the team that plays the Washington defense in the first 4 weeks every time. If I see if I'm drafting an RB and in the first 4 weeks on Eliminator, I see that they play Washington or Carolina, I'm way more likely to click them. Especially, uh, yeah. So, but especially for Eliminator, right? And there's those of you who are listening and like Eliminator, like probably my favorite 18th round pick, and I will just say it because I took it in the last draft. Tyler Higbee in Eliminator is an absolute steal. The fact that he's not drafted 100% of the time is nuts. Like we know he's going to start the season as the guy. Even if he doesn't end the season, he's going to start the season as the guy. I would love to get Taylor here. Probably won't. I mean, Miami and then Denver feels fine. So the first thing I did, all right, so I don't have like any Drake London in this contest, I don't think, or Ladd. I think I'll just, yeah, we'll take Drake. The bye week 5 doesn't feel great, but I don't want 0 of him. And I don't build hero RB too often. I might just go 5 straight wide receivers here and then like try to round out the end. And sorry I didn't shout that out, but see you, Steve. Exact same for you. Oh yeah, with Washington and Carolina. Yeah, like definitely Carolina. Like if they like, I wanted to fade the Seahawks so bad in every single format. And I absolutely would have, but they get the week 17 godsend of playing against Carolina. And like it just ruined everything that I was wanting to do in this season of best ball. Like I would have like had like a 2% JSN, like probably like a 4% Kenneth Walker. But like, man, it's so insane. Like Carolina already lost a guy for the season, I believe, one of their linebackers. And last year they gave up 3,000 rushing yards, and the second worst only gave up 2,450. Like that is insane, absolutely insane. Can't take Kyron, darn. So this pick is absolutely one of these two for me. Higbee, actually, I drafted him quite a bit. I have Higbee, I think, is my number 2 exposure in Eliminator. Let me bring it up. I don't want to bring it up because I have 20%. I had like 21, 22% Rashee Rice in Eliminator. Because I'm down to 22% Rashee Rice in Eliminator. So my tight end exposures are Tucker Kraft 22%, Andrews 20, Ertz 18.5, and then Higbee 14.8 with Juwan Johnson and Jake Ferguson. But yeah, like I got hit real hard because I had 14% Judkins and I had 20% Rashee Rice in my 50 teams. So I just didn't expect, like, without the court date being set, I felt like he just wasn't going to be suspended this year and it's going to happen next year. I don't regret, like, I'm sad that it happened. I'm not upset at my process and how I done it. I do think that like they had to get the plea deal thing done, like for this to actually be a negative thing. And they decided to do it before the season instead of just doing it at any other point. Like it does feel so. Xavier Worthy hasn't got his bump for eliminator yet. If you see, like, he's not been moved up like he should be with the Rashee Rice looming suspension. So I do like him quite a bit. But yeah, like I kind of feel like that was more of a thing we knew was a possibility, that the suspension did come out if somehow he got. I basically didn't realize that he may just do the plea deal, like, and that was an oversight by me, which is fine. Like it's not good, like especially an eliminator. So those teams feel really bad. But what feels even worse is knowing that news, leaving the room, and then autoing Judkins. Like that feels really bad. So we right now we have Ashton Genty and Brees Hall, and then Drake London, Xavier Worthy. I know I said I was going to possibly go 5 straight wide receivers, but Brees is rarely there at this point. Lawsamo here, Jefferson, and then Bucky Irving, Trey McBride, Chuba. I was going to post it. I recorded a Dalmatian at like 1 a.m. at like when it was like 98%. Like I put one in as slow, and then at like noon to 1 a.m. I recorded one, and I had this really awesome team that ended up with Rashee Rice that picked like 17 or 18. I was like, well, I'm all in on this Rice thing, so let's just continue to be all in on it. Yeah, I would love to get Flowers here. So because that one of my biggest bets this entire offseason has been about Rice, and how he was 100% healthy and most likely not going to serve the suspension because the court date wasn't set. We all know what happened. Like, it ended up being the wrong bet. I don't think the process was bad. It's definitely not a process win, though. But with all that being said, like, Rashee Rice in the 5th round, like, if he starts going at the 4 or 5 turn, I'm probably just going to start taking him again in other formats, not in Eliminator. But in the other ones, like, I'm under the assumption right now that it's just going to be a 4-game suspension. Maybe I am wrong, but that is my assumption. And like, that doesn't mean that I agree that's what it should be. That's all what I'm saying. I just think that the feeling within the Chiefs organization, some people were saying, is 2 to 4 games. If they get like, and I said this in somebody's stream chat earlier, is like, if it was Davis Maddock and Liam Murphy, I was like, if they give Addison more games than Rashee Rice, like, there's absolutely no way Addison gets 3 and Rice gets 2. Like, there's like, the optics of that would be so bad. But like, is there, like, I think it would even be bad if it was 2, both at 3 games. But I do, which kind of makes me wonder, like, which makes me think that it's definitely going to be 4 for Rice. But we'll see. I'm just patiently awaiting the news, hoping for my bag specifically that it's 4 games. I think 4 games is salvageable. So the team right now, we got Ashton Jetty and Brees Hall, Drake London, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, and Olave. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Feels pretty good. Eliminator. I've been doing less of the more balanced builds on Eliminator. I kind of generally go heavy RB early. Like I usually get 3 by round 6, and then I just tack on a whole bunch of wide receivers. I mean, Aaron Jones is kind of a steal here if Aaron Jones is there. Okay, Jones goes. So Godwin's kind of like those 2 players are pretty not great. I think we just take the Mahomes with the Worthy. I probably don't have to really worry about stacking, but it will when Worthy hits, there's a better chance that Mahomes hits, right? So yes, you only have to beat one other person, but you still have to beat one other person. So stacking isn't useless in Eliminator, but it's definitely not I personally don't think it's like you have to force it kind of thing. Like this whole naked Joe Burrow at 53 there. Like I don't like it because I don't think that's a good price on Burrow. But it makes more sense in this than in BBM. All right, so we are back. We're probably going to take TJ Hawkinson or Matthew Golden. One of those 2 for sure. Who we will not be taking is Travis Kelce. And I don't like ETN at all, but we could do it if we have to. All right, so we will take Golden. That is double by week 5, so we have to be done up by week 5 for receiver. That gives us Worthy, Flowers, Olave, and the other 2 players for week 5. But I do like this wide receiver room a lot. If we get to week 5 on any of these teams, we're kind of cooking, right? Like you got to get to week 5 to get to week 14, so. But yeah, and for those of you who are on X who don't know this format, so this is the Eliminator, 196,608 entrants. First round, 6 of 12 advance. So of this pod, 6 of us get to advance, and then it breaks down into a head-to-head every week until the finals in week 17, and then it's a 3-seat final. If you get to the finals, you get $76,000. If you get second, you get $100,000, and to win it, it's $200,000. It's $10 entry, $150 max, or $150 entry max. And then so week 16, getting to 16 gives you $50K. Getting to week 14 or 15, $20K. Week 14 is $10K. 13, 5, 12, 2. I think 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Yeah. So it's a fun contest, if nothing else. I really do. I don't know if I'm going to end up maxing this, but I definitely will be. I'm definitely getting 100 of them in. It's like 40 some percent filled now, so I might not be able to max it. We will smash Scattaboo there. Absolutely. So So yeah, like you want to make sure you advance. You have to give yourself a floor at every position for every week. But then on top of the floor, you need some upside. So I do like Zay Flowers a lot more in this contest, and I do like Olave a lot more in this contest because they're going to get volume and they're going to get a decent amount of points every week. With Olave, I have a feeling he may not spike as hard as other people, but like Golden, Worthy are absolute spike week potential guys. And London is just a stud. And then I got my RBs fixed up here, assuming Brees Hall is okay. And Genty, it's around one RB. So you just hope that they're good. All right. So question is, how far does Judkins fall in this? I think and then picks like Zach Charbonnet aren't near as good in this because he's pure contingent, right? So somebody like a Ray Davis and Rashad White and Eckler, you see how Eckler is his value is way up in this? The reason why is because he's got a guaranteed role. Like he's going to be getting points every week. The pure contingent plays are much worse in this because, like, why they're so strong for like BBM is if Saquon gets hurt, now Will Shipley is the RB1, right? That's not necessarily even true with like the Rashad Whites and such, but like, so you don't have the elite upside, but it's not about ups. Like, you're just trying to give yourself a floor of points. But yeah, I really like, and this is another one. Like I was talking about the banana best ball. I like this contest because it provokes thought, and I'm all about thought provoking styles of contest. Doesn't mean I'm going to get to the right answer, but I enjoy thinking about it. But yeah, players like Zach Charbonnet don't really have a standalone role, in my opinion. The Seahawks last year tended to like just pick a guy and give them a whole bunch of carries each week, kind of like what the Colts did with and what Kyron does. And Kyron is probably a really good pick in this format. I'm just pretty out on Kyron as a whole. And I mean, Javonte at this pick is probably pretty good, to be 100% honest with you. Does that mean I'm going to take him? Nope. That does not at all mean I'm going to take him. So I'm going to go ahead and take. Actually, we're just going to take Rashad White. I know it's a bye week with Brees Hall here, but gives like in case Scadaboo takes a few weeks, like we have another guy. It gives us Genty and Scadaboo for the week 8 or for the week 9 with Rashad White and Brees Hall. I'm okay with that if we get to week 9 and we have to rely on something like that. I don't have a week 9 bye anywhere else on the team, so the rest of the team at this point is going to be at 100%. So, like, if I'm going to be weak in a week, I want to be strong at the other positions that same week. I can't believe Michael Penix just went. Like, I'm honestly kind of floored by that. Yeah, we'll just take Hollywood here. So we are done at wide receiver. We got Drake London. We got the double stack, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. We got Zay Flowers. We got Olave. We got Golden. And we got Shaheed. I don't know how I feel about the wide receiver room. but it's not bad. I just need to take some quarterbacks here. Like the next pick is just going to be a quarterback, almost for sure. Quarterbacks do go quite a bit higher in Eliminator as well. Uh, I I don't usually see Penix go at 134 though, unless the London drafter has them. Like that feels a little. I mean, it actually makes sense on his team because he's got Stroud with Nico, and Trevor Lawrence went, and that was his first quarterback. So he just took the next guy in queue. If you have Penix as the guy over Bryce and everybody else, like I think it's very fair to do that. I don't think any of the quarterbacks that have by week 10 are still left, except for Cam Ward. So I can't actually take Cam Ward. So it is hopefully Tua or Stafford with our pick. Losimo has 3 quarterbacks. This guy has 0. We just take a guy. So one thing I am noticing is that when you go late quarterback, by week 8 kind of gets to you. Because you got Geno Smith, you got Matt Stafford, you have Sam Darnold, all by week 8. Right? And Jared Goff is by week 8 as well. And so is Trevor Lawrence. So it's some offenses you're kind of into and some offenses that have players in the first couple rounds. But if you push quarterback pretty far, like a lot of those quarterbacks have by week 8. Because like just looking at this board right now, we have 1, 2, and then 2 more that are about to go that also have by week 8. So 4 of them at the end. There's been a couple times that that's actually been a major issue for me. Let's go ahead and remove all this and see. So Stafford plays San Francisco week 10. If we get to week 10, we're fine with that. We'll just take Cam Ward there, get our third quarterback. And now time to probably just completely punt tight end, take a running back here, and then just go 3 tight ends, call it good. I think I'm perfectly fine doing that. I mean, I guess it depends on what tight ends are left and what running backs are left. Not a whole lot of the running backs that are left. I kind of think taking a shot guy like a Brashard Smith or Jarquez Hunter, I guess, would make sense with Stafford. So doing something like that would make a little bit of sense for this team because I assume that Scadaboo's a starter. Rashad White's going to get points here and there, and Genty and Brees are just dudes, right? Like I spent the capital on Brees for him to get me 12, 13, 14 points every week. Hopefully more like the 15 points. But if he can't get me the 10 to 12 points, like for floor, like we're going to be struggling anyway. So I think taking the upside shot for somebody who can take me, like if I get to week 5 or 6, they have the breakout. I think that makes sense when you go strong RBs to start. And I'm not like really strong, but I feel like I'm decently strong. So like this. Okay, I was going to say Jaden Blue, I would absolutely have taken Jaden Blue there. But we will take the Chig stack. Like I am perfectly fine with the Chig stack there. That's kind of who I was hoping would make it to me. And then one of these 2 would also be great. And I think I'm just fine taking a running back in the last round. Miles Sanders is also kind of a fun click in this. There is a chance that he ends up getting named the starter and he ends up going in the 130s. I don't know how likely it is, but it is possible. Good thing I only have to look at that draft for the next 3 weeks. What draft? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like I was gonna post that draft as a video, and I've drafted a really awesome team. And then the Rice news came, and I'm like, now that team is not so awesome. Not so awesome at all. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take. I'm not even gonna mess around. I'm just gonna pull Tyler Higbee way up. I'm just gonna do it. I think he's underpriced. I've been talking about it a lot lately. We're also in the dollar section. Chig and Higbee feel perfectly fine. Make sure that I get if Mason Taylor makes it back, that's great. If he doesn't, I'm fine with Theo Johnson or Jatavian Sanders or something, And then the last round just being an RB feels good. The chat is awfully quiet today. So with that, I am absolutely going to leave after I am done and I review my team. Tomorrow, like I said before, I will be back on 4 p.m. Central. Not sure. I'd probably do an eliminator. Might do weekly winners with Sleaze. Hey, what's up, guy? He's been lurking. Yeah, there's only 7 watching right now. I could talk about Zay Flowers if you want. No, it's all good. I kind of need to get some stuff done around the house anyway. And I want to kind of wind down before Best Ball Jeopardy tonight. Best Ball Jeopardy is great for those of you who don't watch it. If you're an addict like me, you will like it. Yeah, hey, it's all good. I generally get a lot of people to watch, and so that's on YouTube. I only got 9 watching on YouTube, but we have 259 watching on X, which is fantastic. Hopefully, a couple of the X crowd will make it over to my channel, and I will actually put the link right here. If you are not subscribed and you want to hear more content every day, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. Central, I go live. I do I've done some drafters before, and the pre-draft I did. Draft Kings I done in the pre-draft. I will probably mix some in at some point. I do drafters once a week. I've started mixing in Banana Best Ball here and there, and I mostly do underdog, but I am up to draft on anything. As you've seen today, I've done it on 2 different ones. So Theo Johnson is absolutely the pick I want. If I don't get him, do I? Yeah, we love that. Little team stack there too. We got a 3-5-7-3. We got Mahomes, Stafford, Cam Ward. We got them all stacked. Running backs: Ashton Genty, Breece Hall, Cam Scatteraboo, Rashad White, Brashard Smith. So we got a triple stack for Mahomes. We got Brashard Smith, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown. Wide receivers: Drake London, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Olave, Golden, Shaheed, and Brown. I think that plays pretty well. Hollywood probably won't do a whole lot once Rice gets back, but by that point, hopefully Golden is at full speed. The double New Orleans doesn't feel awesome, but I think it plays. And then tight ends: Chig, Higbee, both stacked. only stack on those teams, and Theo Johnson. It's a solid team, and for draft or for this specifically on Eliminator, solid is what I want. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.